Westbrook Drive.
Good, Dwight. Hey, Dwight, just wanted to check and see what was happening on the bench in the first half with UNAD, and if you guys got a chance to talk about it either half time or the game.
We squashed it right then and there. We just had a disagreement about something that was on the floor. We both very passionate about winning. We didn't want to lose this game, so we both were just being passionate. We got it out the way. We grown men, things happen. But we are going to talk. Squashing is no issue between me and him. And that's my brother. That's my teammate. That's what I told him. So I'm always be here for you, no matter what. I'm always fighting for you. Do whatever I can to help this team win. I said the same thing. So we're good. We squashed it. There's no need to try to make it bigger something else.
Yeah, enjoyed it in that second quarter. A lot of fouls early. Was it defensive rotations, or what was some of the stuff on the floor that was?
Get it together. This is our second game. Second real game. And we're going to get it right. A lot of people count us out already. It's early. A lot of people laughing at us and joking, but we're going to get this thing together. We know what's on the line. And we want to win. We're very passionate. We won number 18. So we got to stop. We'll do whatever we can to get it.
Do you think that the incident with AD was a result of the frustration from losing the opener, the struggle in this game?
No, we were just upset about a play. We was upset about a play. We both had a disagreement, and we both just got into our feelings. It happens. We're grown men. We're trying to figure things out. And, it just looked bad. But we have no issues with each other. Nobody to try to make this into an issue between me and him, or I'm trying to cause a problem with the team, because I'm not. Everybody on the team know what type of energy I bring every single night, regardless if I'm on the bench, if I'm on the court, whatever. I'm the same exact person. I'm never going to change. I'll always be up. I'll always push my teammates. I'll always be positive no matter what. I didn't even say nothing negative to him. That holy thing. So just may have looked like it, but that's my brother. I'm not going to let nobody mess up our relationship.
Wait, when did you guys squash it? And
we already squashed it during the timeout.
During the timeout.
Yeah. So.
And when you didn't play in the second half, did you see that?
Yeah, nothing to do with it.
Just in general, it seemed like a really testy game. Stuff going on.
Yeah, it was. Just the team that put us out of the playoffs last year. So we was already agitated about that. That they beat us in the playoffs, and I was like, man, not tonight. Can't let it happen. Beat us in the preseason. Nah, I'm like, nah. Timbers. Everybody was upset, but that was we just got to control our emotions, and we're gonna figure it out. We got 80 more games.
When we talk about controlling your emotions, they've also got arguments with the refs.
Yeah, everybody. Even coach, said to him, he got to get better at controlling his emotions. He got to take foul. He's running over. So we all understand that we got to stay positive, but we also got to stay humble. Stay humble and stay humble. We're gonna get what we need to get out of this season, but we got to stay humble. Got to stay positive. Things are going to happen in our favor.
Last question, Rashawn.
Hey, Dwight, Rashawn Haylock, KTLA 5. But aside from that incident, what's causing the most frustration within this team so far this first couple of games?
It's nothing causing frustration. We want to win. Look at the guys we have on this roster. All of us have been in the league for a very long time, besides some of the guys that are rookies for 5th year in the league. But, we want to win. We know that we have less time in this league than we would have more. We're not that young. So every game, every practice, we're intense. all our practices, we're intense, talking trash, pushing each other, because we want to win. You know, so we're going to get it together. There's no doubt in my mind that we're going to end up being the team that we're supposed to be. But you know, you got to crawl before you walk. You can't just come in and think that we're going to win because we're the Lakers and we have some of the best players in the world. We're going to win when we come together and figure it out as a team. It's not about what's on the back of the jersey, it's what's on the front. We all know that we represent more than just ourselves. And every night that we step on the court, every day in practice, every moment that we have with this game, we take it very serious. You know, we might smile, we might joke around, but we all want to win. I love to have a great time. I think everybody knows that on this team. But we also know how hard I work. We also know how hard LeBron, AD, and everybody on our team works because we want to win. So you will have those moments of frustration because we're trying to get it together. We're not going to separate. We're not going to allow anybody to separate us. And we're going to stay a close knit team. We're brothers and we're in this together.
Thank you, Wes.
All right, y'all.
Thanks.
Questions?
Hey, Frank, was it important to you to have the starters play through and try to find something, try to get some kind of rhythm throughout that fourth quarter? And what did you see in that stretch?
Yeah, I mean, that's what we put it in there for. You know, obviously they made a run, but that's a lineup that, you know, we use throughout the year at times with, we just call it a centerless lineup and without AD or big. And, you know, there's a lot of a lot that goes into that style of play that we want to look at. And you know, obviously it made a run, so we let them rock.
Frank, we all saw what happened between Anthony and Dwight on the bench. We saw you get a technical. We saw Rondo get into it with the fan courtside. Were you disappointed with the team sort of composure level on the whole tonight? And I guess, what do you think contributed to that?
You know, I think there are three isolated situations. You know, the fan slapped Rondo's hand. I think that has nothing to do with our composure. You know, Dwight and AD had a misview on a coverage, and they talked it out. But you know, when you get your ass kicked, sometimes those conversations get heated. Those guys love each other. They talked it out, and that's going to happen from time to time. I'd rather our guys care, you know, than not care. I got a tech because, well, reasons are obvious, but I got a tech. You know, just leave it at that.
Yeah, Frank, through 2 games, you guys have been outscored by 38 points in the paint, you know, compared to the other team. And I feel like that's a two-sided issue where you guys aren't getting to the paint, but also the opponent is getting to the paint. What have you kind of seen with just the paint play on both sides?
We're steps slow on our coverages, and you know, we're working to get our guys up to speed, but we're not there yet. You know, I'm disappointed in that, and you know, we'll be better. You know, offensively, we're learning about our team. You know what I mean, and what it's going to take and what it's going to require for us to be the necessary basket attacking team that I think we can be. And you know, each game that we play, I learn a little bit more. But we got to finish at the rim. You know, usually when you get hit on the basket, the whistle blows. Didn't tonight. On a lot of those situations, you know, missed. They go over 12 layups. We got to finish better, and there's some things we can do, you know, to correct that and become a better paint attacking team.
Right. On those incidents that you mentioned, all isolated, but all pretty notable, and you know, all on video in the time we live in. People will look at those a lot. They'll form an opinion about the state of this team. What do you think that those collectively say about where your team is kind of on its path?
Yeah, it says we want to be 2-0 and we're not. That's all it says. We got a good group of guys that like each other. Our process is really strong. We got a good system on both sides of the ball, and we're gonna have a hell of a season.
Frank, you know, I know you're saying Dwight and AD have a strong relationship with teammates, but when 2 teammates have put hands on each other, is that situation that
They know it's too much. Too much.
is that something you have to, is that coaching intervention? Do you let teammates kind of work it out between each other? How does it work?
I handle that, you know, behind closed doors.
Hey Frank, you said there was some miscommunication on that play between Dwight and AD. Do you know the nature of the miscommunication or exactly what the mix-up was?
I'm not gonna disclose that.
Frank Dwight didn't play in the second half. Was that disciplinary in any way?
No, no,
And-
it wasn't. We wanted to change the game. We're down big and we're gonna want to look at a small lineup. That's
And-
why.
Okay, and I think maybe you said you weren't gonna get into it, but did you address it in the moment or wait till afterwards, that second quarter timeout?
I'm not gonna disclose that either.
Hey, Coach, Rashawn Haylock, KTLA 5. A lot of isolated incidents, but it's still early in the season. Yet at this point, what's sort of causing the most frustration on your part as you try to get this together?
Just not winning. You know, we played two tough teams to guard that are connected with their systems, and you know, we started pretty strong tonight, but you know, we didn't finish at the basket in the second quarter, and that led to runouts, and that led to them getting easy buckets. They're a super sharp executing team, and you know, we knew the margin for error was going to be slim. You know, so you know, we're just disappointed that we're not winning. That's all. We still have a strong belief in who we can be, and you know, a lot of moves that we can make to get things going in the right direction. But you know, the frustration just around not winning the game. Look, these are some of the greatest players, you know, ever to play because of their competitive spirit. So, you know, if you don't win, there's gonna be frustration. That's what makes them great.
Frank, just curious about your thoughts for putting Reeves in with that specific unit and what you've seen from him now over the last couple of weeks, and of course, this being a regular season game.
Yeah, you know, it's just we're learning about our team. You know, we gave some of the other wings a chance, the first chance. We're getting much done as a group in the first three quarters. And, you know, as a coach, when you're down big, you try to change the game with small lineup, a different guy. And Austin came in and played really well.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks.
Pretty sure y'all-
Yeah,
Dave. Is there any, Dave, can you scoot over a little bit more? Sorry. Might do that?
Hey, Anthony, we talked to Dwight about your discussion on the sideline. Just wondered what you took out of it from that moment, kind of how you guys are dealing with it at this point, if at all.
The two guys, very competitive, just want to win games.
He said that it might have been on the court, something defensive, whatever it was. Do you think there's anything with the level of frustration, or is it something you think is in the past at this point? And then LeBron, just one question at the fourth quarter. Was there something you guys found going to the rim that hadn't been there this game, plus the season opener, that you saw, and anything else, just trying to find some of that cohesion?
It's just trying to find a rhythm, really. I play with pace. One thing in the fourth quarter we did, we got stops. We gave up 21 points. One of those points was either threes because we were trapping or just free throws late in the game. So we got stops, which allowed us to get on the run. Russ was able to get a lot of defensive rebounds, push for me, you know, which is really good at. And you know, just got the ball moving, have a lot of space up there. We just spent kind of like carefree basketball, not really thinking too much, just kind of reading.
AD, both you and Dwight said that you guys resolved it, competitive guys, but seeing teammates, you know, come together like that on the sideline with shove and all that, we're not used to seeing that very often, so that's what we see very often. Why should that not be looked at as a sign of, you know, a fracture with the chemistry of this team?
I mean, y'all can look at it, y'all want to look at it. I mean, that's on y'all, but you know, in-house, what we do in our locker room, what we say, keep it to ourselves. And we're gonna stay out to the situation. Happen. The age we talked about it.
Dave?
Guys, I think the word maybe that got used most during training camp was patience, and that was gonna, you used it a lot with us. Is that an easier said than done thing, sitting here 0-2, not playing the way you have wanted, I think, for long enough stretches in these games?
Obviously, the name of the game is my ball games. But there's a process along with building something to become the team that you want to become. And I know it firsthand. I know, the shortcomings that happens throughout when you're trying to build something special. And that doesn't happen overnight. As much as you want it, you're gonna get frustrated at times because you know what you're capable of, you know what the team can become capable of, but it just takes time, and we'll know when that time is. But right now, we got to just continue to push, continue to stay positive, continue to push, continue to work our habits, continue to play good basketball for one another, and get on the board, get on the winning board. Obviously, that's the most one of the things that we want to do. But we're going to have games that we win, we should have lost. We'll have games that we lost that we should have won. But ultimately, I think if we continue to get better as the months go on, as the season go on, then we will be the team that we want to be.
AD, what was the nature of the defensive miscue that you and Dwight were trying to figure out? You guys were discussing.
Just a pick and roll screen. That was it. I said, man, I'm trying to figure, not even him, but all of us trying to figure out the defense, right? And something happened. I was saying one thing, he was saying another on the one thing next one another. So we talked about it and left it in the locker room at halftime.
In addition to what happened with you and Dwight, there was text tonight. There was a fan that got up Rondo, and the emotions of this night. Do you think there's any reflection on how your team composes itself, or how you can handle emotions in high intense games like this?
We got to do a better job of not allowing calls that we feel like should went our way established for our goalies on the floor. There were some very, very difficult calls that we feel like we should have went our way, but we allowed it to, combat 3, 4, 5 possessions in a row. And so lose control of the game. We were kind of worried about what they were called or whatnot. So I think that side of the emotional side kind of got to us tonight. That's what happens when you're trying to get over the hump. You're trying to, play perfect basketball, as close to perfect as possible. And one call here or one mistake here seems like it's the end of the world when it shouldn't be, but we have no choice but to.
Rashawn Haylock, KTLA 5 Sports. LeBron, a lot of frustration, obviously, with what is something that you can take away from tonight that the team improved on, that you guys got better at tonight?
I don't think there's a lot of frustration. I really don't. I think there's moments when you're frustrated because you want to be better, you want better communication, you don't want to turn the ball over, you don't want to give up a layup, you don't want to miss an assignment. But I think that's overly blown where you lose a game, you have some text here, you see altercation, you sort of say, okay, these guys are ultimately, the whole thing's frustration. Well, we're competitors. If you don't get mad at certain things on the floor that you feel like should have done better, so, we like that as a ball club. We like that adversity. I like the adversity, and I like it even more when two men and a team would come together and they talk about it and move on. That's the real men do. Let it linger. Say what you got to say. And talk about it and move on. That's not.
Thanks, fellas.